This is Dead Island Definitive Edition. We're here on PS5 taking a look at this upgraded version of the open world zombie survival and story-based experience, which is, an RPG type of adventure. So what we're getting here is 1080p at 30 FPS, which, obviously when the game came out was a bit of a, I guess, a disappointment. I mean, visually it's quite impressive, but having a higher frame rate, I think, would add a lot to this experience, at least in my opinion. If you're on the Xbox platform, you do get the FPS Boost, which helps, I think, quite a fair bit. Oh, that's kind of nice, a little messed up. So this is an experience that you can play alone, or you can play in co-op with others online as you fight off against the zombie horde, work through the different missions, and enjoy what this has to offer. I do actually suggest playing this in co-op, as I think it is, a lot more fun to play this with other people, and I find it actually to be quite a unique experience that I think is actually rather fun and different. So yeah, for context, I've played this originally when it came out. I've played the definitive editions. I've seen what it has to offer, and I thought I would grab the PlayStation 5 version, or the game, at least on PlayStation, so I can show it off on PS5 here. Because I was like, hey, you know what? Good deal. It's a neat game. It's one I've enjoyed. It's easy to hop back in here and talk about it and go over the game again. So, yeah, you kind of start in this scenario where you're waking up in the hotel. Hoodoo ya voodoo, am I right? And, yeah, you quickly realize that things are not going well on the island. There's been a bit of a zombie outbreak, as to say, that is causing, some issues out there for everybody involved. And you are attempting to survive now. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. So there are cinematic moments, and there is a story that involves the different characters. So the different characters are actually different classes that you play as. So I usually play as Logan here, but I have tried some other ones way back in the day. Ugh. But yeah, Logan tends to be the character I like playing. He's got like a knife type ability, which I think is actually quite helpful for when you're fighting off things. Although I don't really use it as much as I maybe possibly should. So mostly you're going through the world doing missions, but, being an RPG and being open world in nature, there are some scenarios where you can, basically go off and do some side missions and whatnot. You can go out to the world and, you can do different things, and you can level up your character and do side missions, get some side objectives done. And I think that's kind of neat if you're going out there and expecting something RPG-wise. I think this one does kind of fit the bill, but with a zombie perspective on it. I don't think it was quite necessarily what everyone expected. At the same time, I do actually genuinely quite enjoy this game. I think it offers a lot for you to do, and it's got a unique premise to it, just in terms of the setup. I think it provides a good amount of gameplay too. And you move through these open world areas that kind of feel a little bit, I guess you could say, like hub type worlds, where you're going, you can freely go through this area and you can do whatever you want, but it's not the whole world. And then you're able to go to another place, and as you continue, to basically level up and complete the missions, you're able to adventure off into new locations in order to deal with other problems. Yeah. Turn around and run from the infected, okay. But yeah, it actually, to me, oh geez, it is visually pretty good looking. I mean, I don't know, I quite like the aesthetic of it and the style. I think the definitive version actually did really give us a nice, better looking world. At the same time, obviously, having that frame rate here would be a big improvement. At least I think so. And yeah, there are other characters that you meet, and there's different places you go to. This is just literally the opening. It was the hotel, then you're into this like open world, beautiful resort area. And from there you might end up in, like, say, a sewer location or another tropical place, maybe some bunker spots. And you can run around, walk around, you can drive, you can interact with others, you can have fun in a variety of scenarios as you face off against the zombies and the undead. Same thing, right? But yeah, it's just kind of it's a neat thing, right? Like, I don't know, I have fun with it. You can do some zany stuff, and I think it packs a good amount of gameplay into it. And yeah, there's also this crazy trailer that was shown off initially for the game, so I think you might find that to be kind of interesting if you've never watched it before. It's kind of really intense, and I think that built up a bit of a high mystery around it, but at the same time, I think this one actually, for me, delivered what I had kind of expected. You know, open world zombie survival. It's neat. Let's see, we're finally getting off here and being able to venture out there. We got lots of survivors here doing their thing.
Can't just let him die out there. He saved your life. You owe him your life.
It's not very smart for all these people to be stuck in one small type of environment, if you know what I'm talking about.
Out there, are you nuts?
You're
No.
not gonna help him. Get the hell out of the way.
You at least have a weapon? You need to find a weapon.
Please. He's the only one.
Yeah, I'm going, lady.
All
I give her all she's got out here.
Fucking crazy. On three.
I mean, you guys all had to run away from zombies at some point. Don't cower too much. And I also remember this having, like, a really... Or maybe it wasn't this one, maybe it's the second one that had this, like, intense sort of collector's edition with, like, a bikini zombie statue that a lot of people were all upset about and whatnot. I don't know. Just kind of happy to be here, playing the game, showing it off. Yeah, it definitely does feel slower at the 30. Oh, and your weapons break, and then there's weapons modifications too, so you can actually get better tools that you can use to survive within the environment. You might even come across a Survivor 2 in need that you can check out. And they use like this, I think it's like a film grain type of effect too in this one, but I think it does look, you know, much better than it initially did back in the, you know, 360 PS3 era, that's for sure. And this is just the opening. Like, this is hours and hours of gameplay in this one, and maybe even a boss scenario or two that you have to deal with.
That's the last one.
Good throw.
Okay then. Thanks, mates.
The guy's pretty intense as a lifeguard. Act 1. The Grand Zombie Adventure. I think they also fixed up a number of, you know, problems here or there that had plagued that original version that made it a little bit rougher for some people. Kind of a cool scenario. And like I said, there is a little bit of replay value too if you want to play as the different classes, the different characters. And you'll see them, like, I guess cutscenes wise, a lot of the time. The different characters will provide you a different way to play, and you know, it's like a typical RPG. You go through one time, this is how you're dealing with it. You go through it another time, this is the type of thing you have. And I don't know, I think they did a good job of that, providing at least fairly balanced options for exploring and enjoying the game, which is kind of neat. Definitive Edition. And I think you can get both of these separate, Riptide as well, or you can get them as a package. And I do believe you kind of miss out a bit if you are not applying multiplayer settings. You do miss out a bit if you are not working on both the games, because Riptide does kind of directly continue this one. I mean, I think you could beat this and you could be like, it's a fine standalone, but if you do want more, I think Riptide is a nice extra option that expands the scope of what you're doing in the franchise and what you're doing in the game. And then maybe someday down the road we'll also get, you know, a Dead Island 2, because that one was teased. Ooh. It's coming on many years at this point. Early on in the generation, or the last generation at this point, that one was kind of teased, and now it's like, oh, I'm sure someday we'll end up seeing it. When that day is, I don't know, but it should be neat to see when that does happen. Here we go, we got some of our first quest. Let's get out there and do it. Yeah.
I forgot to take it with.
Bungle 11. By the pools. Take a weapon, watch yourself.
Take a weapon and
That
watch
doesn't
yourself.
mean you can't die.
Be immune.
Zombies
That'll
still
mean you
gotta
can't
eat.
die.
And I mean, I don't think the zombies are necessarily like on their own. They're not necessarily like the most vicious of things, but you know, each encounter can be life-threatening depending on your stamina and whatnot. I did feel at times this could have been a little like tedious in regards to, you know, some of the scenarios you have to deal with can be quite hard to beat down foes and whatnot, and sometimes you're just trying to get to areas and you've got all these zombies causing problems. I think that's kind of cool, but it's got like a really nice ambience to it. You know, you feel like you're in this tropical paradise. And the undead are causing problems. And apparently a lot of members of the undead are here and around in this place. That's for sure. We should maybe not go... Should we go through the spooky... Yeah, I guess it's telling us to do this. I mean, it is like an open world area. I don't necessarily have to, you know, follow what it's telling me to do. This is just the opening segment. Yeah, there's the pool type of environment. So we got another zombie. Typical. There's lots of different weapons. I mean, it's good just to follow things for now until I get a... You know, gives you a good look at the game and see how it's going and performing and everything like that. Oh my god, there are so many zombies. You got like a kick ability too. Oh, I'm switching between my weapons and whatnot. And you can see all the achievements in the game, which is kind of cool. Well, I guess they're trophies here. Do they actually... I think they might call them... No, they actually are called trophies on this one. Couldn't remember if the in-game name was different, but yeah, it tracks all your trophies that you can work towards and unlock while you're playing. So that's kind of cool if you know, care about that sort of thing. I'm more into achievements personally. Can I actually... Is this guy... Oh. Hi there.
My wife,
That's rough.
my dad. Oh, what the fuck do you want from me? I had no choice.
You should go take a shower, man. Can we help this guy?
Oh, God.
This is like pretty miserable of a scenario for him. That's for sure. He's had some better days, what can I say? Yeah, I was never good at getting these doors done. If you get it in the middle, you can get it done faster. Otherwise, you gotta hit here, go here. Amazing, I hit it perfect on the last time, eh? What a shocker. Oh, it's one of those surprise moments. Yeah, give it a good kick in the face. Shit, was there something good in here? Some bleach. You know, you never know when you might need some crafting materials, right? They come in handy. That's for sure. Anyways, enjoy your life. I mean, shouldn't we be like, hey, there's survivors over here, and kind of like get him joining us and whatnot. What a scenic environment. And there are special types of infected that you see occasionally. This is the opening of the game, so they're not going to be like teasing it off too much. I think you get kind of almost in this first segment. I don't know if we'll end up showing it or not, but you get to see your first big thug, and don't worry, the zombies will respawn, so you can always fight them over and over again as you do your mundane missions and all that. That is the zombie life. And then there's like, again, like you can go through this whole place. Like you can head over there on those islands, you can go up there, there's a whole area, and there's a big hotel place, and like I said, this is the first of like multiple areas with different missions. But seriously, playing with others is, to me, a lot more fun, a lot more rewarding of an experience, and you actually almost miss out by not seeing what it has to offer for playing a co-op. Like if you can get a bunch of your buddies, you know, I think this one often becomes decently affordable, and you can hop in and, you know, have some fun and whatnot.
Take the beach. It's the shortest way.
Take the beach,
Come
it's
as
the
soon as we
shortest
know
way.
it's safe. There should be a working radio inside. Signal us when it's
You know,
time.
actually, when I'm thinking about it, when we get to that new place, I don't even remember if I see all the people in here actually kind of making it over there or whatnot. I don't know. It's just kind of cool taking a look at this. Playing the game again. You know, I don't necessarily get tired of it. Because I've had fun with it. But I can also, you know, totally see the faults and whatnot that this game has attached to it. But I still remember first, like, when I grabbed it, I was like, oh, this is pretty fun, you know, it's really neat. Oh, that the vicious zombies over there harassing this poor person trying to drive and whatnot. Although I don't remember them usually coming out here to attack me. Usually they just stay by the vehicle, and it's just kind of like you go and save this person and whatnot. Obviously this is a mature title too, right? Like, just in terms of, you know, the dialogue and the visual style. It's very vicious. I mean, they're zombies, right? And I think the zombies look really good. Sup, Harris? You gonna open up the workbench for me?
Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. If you hadn't come along.
You just got out of the vehicle.
I'm gathering any supplies I can find at the water sports rental kiosk. Maybe you'll find something that'll come in handy.
Sure. Let's do it. The ambience. It's so scenic in here.
There's a table inside you can use to repair your weapons.
I don't know if I really want to repair anything, although I think it's an achievement. And a fact book, because, you know, they've got collectibles. But yeah, this is like the repair segment. And you can create stuff. I feel like the game's supposed to give me... What is it? I think you're supposed to have some special items, or maybe that's only for like the super version of it and whatnot. That could be a thing. And I'm just like mistakenly thinking that it gives you access to that sort of thing.
Somebody's having a bad day.
Actually, I'd rather not throw my knife. I mean, it's my weapon of defense here. And it kicks ass. Oh, and I upgraded my weapon, if you couldn't tell there. You know, so I made it a little bit better. But you gotta repair it. There's like a lot of like blur effect in this one too. They definitely push that aspect of it. I mean, we don't even have to go here. We could like go off into the path there. There's all these houses and whatnot. Beautiful areas along the beach. But yeah, it's so easy going right now. These are just like your run-of-the-mill basic zombies. I think the first one's like a big, like the first big thug you fight is like an electrical area. And there's different types of things. Like eventually, you know, we're starting just by having like these melee type weapons, but later on you get like guns and, you know, other crazier tools that you can unleash, and you know, you got to be able to do that as you fight off like more stronger and stronger enemies and zombies. And we're really just taking our time. I mean, I could have run by all those guys. It really doesn't matter in the, you know, overall scheme of things, but we might as well be showing off some of the vicious combat of zombie fighting and killing. We got a job out here, you know. Oh, looks like our weapon has had better days. At least we got a baton now. But yeah, your weapon durability matters too. And you gotta watch that stamina bar, because you can get to a point where it's a little dangerous for you if your stamina's going down and you're not able to defend yourself against the undead. That's for sure. Oh, she was so kind as she just kind of stood there and let me just like walk by. Maybe I should have let her as a zombie live. Although I think I'm supposed to kill all the zombies and whatnot. Oh, maybe you reach the first thug here when it comes through the door thingy. That could be a thing. In which case, I would be woefully ill-prepared considering the weaponry that I have come across. I mean, you could literally just, like, fist them to death with your fists, but not in that way, people. You know what I'm talking about. You give them a good old clobbering time. Uah. And it looks like all the zombies are dead. I couldn't imagine any kind of threatening thing coming up here and causing an issue. What is this? Oh no. It's something that's eating that guy, and, you know, it's a big thug monster. Oh no. Oof. Don't worry, you can like respawn too. I thought there was more zombies. Wow, that one is actually teaching me a lesson in the art of zombie death. Yeah, and usually you got like a squad. You know, it'd be a lot easier with friends. And that's kind of Dead Island Definitive Edition. I like it. I don't know, it's kind of cool. If you never played it, you might find it intriguing. Open world, paradise zombie RPG experience, and you are dead.